Welcome back. As always, you can find any of our people that are on our show on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Brashenomics. If you're looking for a guide out there to help you on some of your financial stuff. Keith Krantz joins us, and actually, Keith's kind of a Facebook guru, I guess you could call him. We were just talking about social media before, just at break. Welcome back, Keith.
It's good to be back.
How you doing?
Good, I'm good. How about you?
Good. Are you a skier?
I am, and I haven't skied this year at all, and I'm pretty bummed about it. But
I tell you, go up. It's good. People go on Facebook all the time, spend a lot of time there, and certainly Facebook is a place where you can find really good people to work with. But as you kind of alluded to a second ago, it's not really where those deals are getting closed. It's kind of you call it like a virtual coffee shop.
Right, exactly. And so I kind of lay out this question as, do you think it's, kind of an etiquette thing? Do you think it's appropriate, is the right word, for businesses or people to be selling on Facebook? And there was just a huge article written, a great article about some big e-commerce companies that were selling on Facebook. It's kind of a new phrase they started to coin this last year or two. It's called F-commerce. Well, it's finding out that it's actually kind of bombing. Businesses that are selling on Facebook are finding out that it's easier just to go to their regular website. So consumers don't like it because of that reason. Facebook is actually more like the coffee shop or the party. And who likes that guy that walks up to you and says, "Hi, I'm Joe," and then 30 seconds later tries to pitch you his whatever it is.
It's crap.
Right. So what I tell my clients is, Facebook is an unbelievable way to get business because, yes, if you have the right systems in place, what we teach is use Facebook, run Facebook ads, Facebook advertising, but do it in a way where you're selling or you're offering, education and you're teaching something, and then you build a relationship and you have systems in place. So over about a 2-week period, you build that, then present an offer 2 weeks later. It's just the same thing as when you meet somebody in a coffee shop. You don't sell to them right then, but some of the biggest deals are made from an introduction at a party or a coffee shop.
Or a golf course.
Or exactly. Yeah. Which I like to be.
Yeah. When I was actually going to play yesterday, and then it snowed, and so I ended up skiing.
And then it hailed.
And it hailed, and that's a whole other story. So do you think it's an appropriate place then for people to, I don't know, look for somebody to work with, but maybe not expect that that's where they're going to, make the final selection?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Facebook, whether you're a consumer looking for a service or a product, it's a great way to go because guess what? You can find out what other people are saying about them, and you can find out a lot about that business or person. Just, it's called social proof. It's pretty cool, and it's changing the way people and businesses do business. So like I said, Facebook is a great way for businesses to generate business, but you have to do it the right way.
As a consumer, what are some things, you were talking, from the business side, certainly, there's doing it the right way. What should a consumer expect out of a business from Facebook, though?
That basically they don't sell at all on there, that they're using Facebook to educate. That's really it. I use education-based marketing. So there's very few businesses that should be selling anything on Facebook, and the ones that are like event-driven restaurants and stuff. And that's, they're going to run ads because they have an offer and a coupon. People like that. It's kind of like Groupon, okay? People open their Groupon emails because they expect an offer. So for certain businesses, it's okay. But I would say 75% of the businesses, no. Their Facebook page should be a community for questions and education and having, so we have them kind of build a custom page within their Facebook. So it's kind of a website within where they can offer that free information.
So then they get this information, right? And that becomes, I guess, in some ways it's marketing, but in some ways it's trying to help guide somebody to the right decision. Right. Like with Tom Faley, who was just here, he's not out here. He's trying to help people understand, look, there are great ways to invest your money. It's kind of that same feel. But it's not, nobody's going for the jugular when you're trying to educate somebody on, ultimately helping them make a transition or do the best thing for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. If you go to my website, we do offer services. We offer, we do custom design Facebook pages, website design, stuff like that, search engine marketing where you get businesses want to get ranked in Google. But if you go to my website, you won't even find anything on there about pricing or anything, because the only thing you'll find out is education. And then somebody doesn't actually get an offer until there's a relationship built. So, and then usually it's the other way around. It's the customer reaching out to me, asking us to hire them. Or is that right? No, it's the other way around.
They're asking you, hey, how much can I pay you?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, and so because it's pretty crazy, but it takes a while to learn the concept of that. But the more you give and teach, the more people will actually want to hire you. And so if you're a consumer looking for that, somebody that understands that, typically they've probably had a lot of good training in their niche.
Yeah, Keith, we have just a minute left before we have to go to break. When you're really considering, potentially finding somebody on Facebook, right? Mm-hmm. You should be, I guess, as a consumer, you should be looking for these education-based things. And I think we talked last time you were here about this storefront and the ability to find somebody who's willing to take the time to spend their energy, their money to truly educate you. I mean, that's right. So much different than buying, like, say, hey, I'm buying pay-per-click ads and then trying to sell you something the second you get to my website.
And not being intimidated by saying, oh, wow, if I give away information, then I'm not going to be able to sell to them. They're going to want to do it themselves. That's not the case at all. I mean, we've talked about that before.
People don't know how to do it.
Right.
It's easy to tell somebody what to do. I know in the mortgage industry, oh yeah, here's how you could go get your own mortgage. Granted, there's an access issue, but people want you to give somebody a real estate contract. That doesn't mean they really should be doing their own, buying their own house without help, or same with a financial plan. I mean, just because you go, hey, here's all the things you should be thinking about, that doesn't mean you know how to technically use them appropriately.
And it helps the sales process too, because now what happens is you as the consumer start to get educated a little bit about that service or product. So by the time you actually talk to your professional, you've got a little bit better understanding of what you really want to do. So there's not so much coaxing along with them trying to kind of walk you along. So it actually makes the process better for you, the consumer, too,
Well, if somebody gets to know you, in fact, Ryan, who was here a little bit ago, Ryan Leopold, he was talking about, ask somebody what the experience they want to have is. Like, what, as a consumer, it'd be a great thing for a person who wants to sell you something or wants you to help you. Say, well, what do you think is a good experience for yourself? And I think if you're able to educate them on certain things, whether it be finances or real estate, that's the beginning of a good experience where you're not putting anybody on edge. You're not asking somebody to make a decision. You're really just there saying, hey, here's some of the best ideas and the best ways I can give you the experience you're looking for. This is how I start. Now, what can I do to make your experience the best with me? And then I think you'd be amazed at how many people will tell you exactly what they want.
We were just talking about this at the other break when you're in between shows, when you're during the first hour with Heather, and I'm really working on this myself, and I'm just starting to put systems in place where when somebody comes to my website or Facebook page and they enter their information to get their free 5-day training to, top mistakes businesses are making with social media, or 5 days to Facebook advertising, what they do is they submit their information to get access to their free training. But right after that, they land on a page that says that it's a thank you page. But then I say, I'm trying to gather lots of information to create more great content for you. Can you tell me what's your biggest frustration with social media today? And then what channels are you looking to and then the same thing.
What's the biggest frustration you're hearing?
Right.
What is it?
Basically that they don't know where to start. They don't know what,
I got my Twitter account, I got Facebook, I got Vimeo, I got a YouTube, and now I got nothing to put in it.
Right.
Content.
Yeah, exactly. And then we have an email that on the first email we ask for them to reply with kind of the same thing.
Sure.
So.
Well, Keith, thanks so much for joining us. We got to go into break, and it really is interesting the way people can use Facebook. I don't even think it's so much to sell, but to find for a consumer to find the right person to really work with, and making sure that they're willing to put some of themselves out there a little bit without hoarding all the information. Because the reality is the information. I mean, there's a lot of information everywhere. The people who hoard it are living, I think, in the past.
Right.
When we come back, we talked actually just about content, coming up with certain things. Ryan Graves is going to join us, owner of R2 Media, video production and transfer. My name is Ben Brausch, and that was Keith Krantz. You're listening to Brausch-onomics.